Welcome guys. Chances are most of you are my newer players because wing is the easiest position to play and it's the most forgiving one if you make mistakes or if you're out of position. I took this screenshot from another YouTube video and it's a pretty good guideline on where you should be in each zone. As you can see, D zone on the left, neutral zone here, and the offensive zone on the right. Now, these are not hard rules. They're just general guidelines. So for example, if the puck is in our D zone, and you're a right winger, you should be on this side. However, if you were back checking a player and say you somehow ended up on this side, that's fine. Just communicate with your line mate and tell him to get the other side. The only important thing is that both of you are not constantly on the same side. As for the offensive zone, I don't find this to be too true. All three of these forwards should really be in this entire area. All three of you should be switching back and forth. And my even better players, I don't want the D just standing there either. The D should be in here too. So if I were to redo these colors, it would just have all these colors everywhere in the offensive zone. In this video, I'll cover the big three topics, focusing on just the wing position. I'll go over a few more details I didn't talk about in those 4 initial team videos I posted at the start of this one, starting with D zone coverage. Just to refresh your memory, our goal as a team is to prevent shots being taken inside this house because that's where the vast majority of goals are scored. Now I got rid of the house and drew lines to split this ice into 4 quadrants. Your role as a wing is to stay in one of these quadrants. Most of the times you will cover the other team's defenseman. So if this D moves over a little bit, you're going to stay pretty close to them. Now he moves over, you stay close to them. Now, you don't want to be next to them or behind them. You want to make sure you're in front between them and our goalie. You want to stop them from taking those shots inside the house. And also, give them a step or two. I wouldn't be right in this player's face because if you're that close and this defenseman decides to just like dart in real fast, it's hard for you to react. Right? And they might give a little pass and he takes a good shot. So give maybe a step or two. Stay in front of them between the player and the goalie. And if they ever decide to jump in, you're ready to react and to stop this pass. Now, you can help your teammates out as long as this player is not an immediate threat. So for example, let's say this player here makes a good move and he starts cutting in. You can go ahead and help out and try to take it from him. Just make sure you stay in this quadrant and keep an extra eye on this player in case he dives in. Now, you can switch sides with teammates, but I prefer not to do it with the defenseman, and I'll tell you guys why a little bit later. So, for example, here, if this player has the puck, this defenseman, sorry, I'm trying to grab both, they start moving this way, and you think you can get the puck, that's fine. You can try to chase them down if they both move over here. All right, just make sure you talk to your wing partner and that both of you don't just go to the same player, because that will leave this player wide open. And this will segue into our common problems I always see. So let's move them back. Now the first common problem I always see is that the wings are too low / they gravitate towards the puck, which is really the same thing. Low refers to this area that's closer to the goalie. High is more towards this blue line. And that's both offensive and defensive zone. So this player, let's say he throws a puck down here. What I see a lot is that these wings will just follow. They just go right to the puck. Maybe this wing too. Maybe everyone. And the problem with this, there are 2 major problems. One, you're leaving somebody wide open. So if he sneaks in and they make a good pass, then suddenly he's going to get a good shot in the house. The second problem is even if we end up taking the puck away, what happens is this D has nobody to pass it to. So what ends up happening, they just try to get it out, and then, well, they have someone who's wide open on their team. So that's why we don't want the wings to go below the dots. Stay high. Stay high for the most part. Now, you might ask me, well, what if they send a bunch of players down low? Shouldn't the wings be low? Well, I don't want to make this too confusing, so just maybe be like right on this line. Like if they're going to send all 5 guys down here foolishly, I'll gladly take that chance so that if we get the puck and we ice it out somehow, we're going to be off to a breakaway. So for the most part, let's not go below these dots. Common problem number 2. Wings just stay glued to the boards, and they do this because on breakouts, I tell them constantly, butt on boards, get on the board, go to the board. But we don't want to do that when the other team has the puck. Because remember, our goal is to protect this house. So what will happen is sometimes we'll have the winger just sit there on the board the whole time, and well, it's like a power play. And sometimes this one's doing it, it's like a 5-on-3. Right? We want to be in the middle, and if they shoot it or we take the puck, then we go to the board. If for whatever reason our defenseman loses it again, this player makes a good play, then we go back to our D zone coverage. You got to go back and forth quickly. All right, if this D takes it away clean, go to the board. Any 50-50 and you're not sure, like both these guys are battling, we're going to be in our defensive stance instead. So just stay in front of that D until we take it away for sure. And be ready to dart to the board in case this defenseman needs to wrap it right away. Now, you club players might tell me your coach told you to do something a little bit different. And you're probably right. Remember, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible for our newer players. All right, that wraps up the D-zone coverage section. I'll quickly recap some of the details from the breakout video and cover more wing-specific details. So starting off, you got to recognize when a breakout is occurring. So usually the other team will dump it down, or our teammate already has the puck, our defenseman, and is skating back here. So as a wing, go to the board. Go to the board, and if you remember, about between the dot and the top of the circle. So let's get rid of that. Let's go over here. This wing go over here. And as I listed here, remember these two things. Butt on the boards, pointer stick to the middle of the ice. Right, as this D comes here. The reason for that is because we are going to rim the puck a lot. Now, at a better level, I'd prefer a direct pass, like right to your stick. So let me draw your stick a little bit. I prefer a direct pass, but our team is we usually struggle at this level for whatever reason. So we're gonna rim it a lot more. Just rim it, and you're gonna stop it with your feet, and that's why your butt is on the board. If your stick, let me get rid of that. If you have your stick right here, that is a very hard pass to handle. It is very difficult. That's why I want you to stop it with your skate most of the times. And then even for the D, it's hard to hit this pass. If they screw up even a little bit, you're going to get that weird handcuff. All right, I talked about it in practice, so you should kind of know what that is. It's when you get that bad bank or passes off. But anyway, that's why if you have your stick in the middle of the ice, right here, it's a lot easier to hit that pass. Okay, if they throw it at your feet, at least you can still just block it with your feet. Now, most of the time, I want this defenseman to go D to D and pass it straight to this wing. From this point, this wing should have a few options. The first one would be the center, if he's playing properly, swings up, and this wing can give him a short little pass. Or second option, if this wing is playing correctly, as soon as he sees that first D to D pass, he can already start going to the middle of the ice and anticipating we're probably going to hit this wing right here. So our second option is to try to hit this wing if he is open somehow. If both of them are covered, like let's say a player covers the center, you can also just skate it up. You can get it and just skate it up. All right, and if that's a little bit dangerous, there we go. If that's a little bit dangerous and you're having trouble skating up, last resort, just chip it out then, chip it out. And if this wing is doing the right thing, he's still making a route all the way across in case you have to chip it out like that. One more thing I want to mention is that after you make that DD pass and it goes to the wing, the reason why this wing doesn't skate in a straight line like this is because this pass is really hard to make. You make these long cross-ice passes, it's bound to get picked off. So this is why I want you to go a bit towards the puck carrier. Now, not obviously straight this way. You're going to go up the ice and then try to shorten that a little bit. All right, so move it back here. If this D, you can go straight to wing, so keep that in mind. This winger, you see that pass, same thing, you just go towards him. If this D goes D to D, and this wing starts swinging over, and we go D back to the other D for whatever reason, maybe he's getting pressured, just be ready and hook back to the board right away. And then this wing start anticipating, hey, it's going the other way up. All right, I'm going to start going this way. So just anticipate. Next, let's quickly cover neutral zone breakouts. It's virtually the same thing. So when we're in the offensive zone and let's say our opponent has the puck hitter, he somehow clears it out. He gets it out of that blue line. So our D's going to pick it up and give himself a little bit of space. This D comes back. We set up that trapezoid wings. Same thing, but on boards, stick to the middle, get as far up the ice as possible, but also watch that pressure. So like this player, if it's too close, maybe you have to come back just a little bit. The same exact principles as when we're in our defensive zone. Oops, and let's move the center here too. And same thing, we go D to D, to the wing, or straight to the wing, and everyone swings the same way. Right, with this player, making sure you stay onside, of course, you can't just go into the zone. Let's cover some common problems I always see. So common problem number 1, wings stay in the middle of the ice. So sometimes when our D is carrying the puck back or it's dumped down and he gets it, our wings just kind of gravitate towards the puck, forwards, maybe it's all 3 forwards, they gravitate towards it and then they say, hey, I'm open, but they're in the middle of the ice. The problem with this is, remember, we don't want to put the puck in the house. If the other team picks that off or we mess up the pass or something, they're going to have a grade A scoring chance. Go to the board. If we mess this up, at least it'll be on the side and much safer. Common problem number 2, wings are either too high or too low in the zone. So there's a reason why I told you this is a good spot to be, between the dot and the top of the circle. Reason is, if you're too high, let's start with that one. I see the wings up here all the time, and so when the defenseman rims it, this D makes a read and can cut it off, and I see that a lot. That means you're too high. Technically, let's move that back, I would say this is really a scale, okay? You can be anywhere from here all the way to the other blue line, but you have to understand where the pressure is. So for this player, if there's nobody anywhere near, yeah, you can definitely cheat up. But a lot of times, I do see the D near you, and they'll pick that pass off just like I showed. So you got to go a little bit lower. Check the pressure over your shoulder for the D. If you're at this point and they decide to jump all the way down here, they're taking a big risk. This is one of the very rare times, if I trust my D, they can kind of throw it up here if it's really safe, and this is where you can kind of go to that middle-ish area. Right? But this has to be a surer pass. And if they do that, we'll have a 2-on-1 or a breakaway. But I rarely see this. Again, for the most part, just stay between here and here. Now, the other problem I see too is we're too low. So if the wing goes all the way down here, this doesn't get the puck up the ice. Now, in the future, if we're better skaters, I do want you to swing down and get speed going up. But most of our players are not very good when it comes to timing and how to pivot in, properly. So I tell them they just go between this dot and top of the circle. Again, if they're too low, we're not getting the puck up the ice. It doesn't help. Common problem number 3. Feet are pointing the wrong way. A lot of kids face backward and their feet are pointing this way. Right? In your hockey careers in the future, this is actually not a bad thing because you can shield the other player from getting the puck. But the problem at this level, most of you are not very good skaters, at least not good enough, to where when we pass it, what happens is we stop, we turn, let me put a drawing here. So we stop when we get the puck, then we turn all the way around and then accelerate again. It takes way too much time. So for now, this is why I tell you, but on the boards, you can have your feet sideways. You can have your feet sideways so you're ready to go forward right when you get the puck. Right? And if you have to shield, you can turn back this way. But too many times I see kids, they're facing this way completely. And so it takes them way too much time to get the puck and turn around. And by then, someone just takes the puck from them. Common problem number 4. The wings stand still when the D either skates it up or passes the puck up. So for example, let's move these guys out of the way. The D passes to this wing. I'll see a lot of forwards just stand still and just watch this player. So what do you expect this player to do? Just skate it all the way up 1-on-5? This is why I tell you, you have to support them right away, right when you see that pass. You don't just stand still and watch your teammates. Now I see this even more commonly because the good players like to just skate end to end like I talked about before. But if this player skates it up, well, I hope it doesn't glitch out if I grab both, which it does sometimes. Let me see. It does a little. That's fine. So this player will skate up, and these wings will just stand still. And by the time the D gets here, there's no point in him passing it up anymore. It does not move the puck up the ice. So as either of these wings, when you see this D skate up, you need to move with them. Move with them, both of you. And then this one will curl in a little bit too, so to make that pass shorter. Right? D keeps skating up. Keep skating with them. Keep skating with them. So there's that little glitch I was talking about. Right? And then, of course, to the point of the blue line, don't go offside. Okay? By then, if the D didn't pass it to you, which you should, but if you didn't, then be sure to stop before the blue line so you're onside. So that covers all the common breakout problems I see. And I want to re-emphasize a couple that happen on our neutral zone breakouts. So once again, offensive zone, this player clears the puck out. And we pick up the puck and go back. So the two really common ones I see here is that the wings will just go back towards the middle instead of going towards the board. And the other problem is they go too close to the D, which is the same thing as being too low. So we want to go up the ice if possible. So keep those two problems in mind on neutral zone breakouts. Alright, this wraps up the breakout section. The Faceoff videos do a good job of explaining everything, so I'll just quickly recap the wing responsibilities and then talk more about the common problems. First, I know I already said this, and I'll say it again. Know what to do when we win, and know what to do when we lose before the puck is dropped. You should not be standing still when the puck is dropped. Too many times, players are slow to react, and they're not anticipating. Okay, let's start with the face-off win. Our goal is to win that puck back to our D. Once you see this as a wing, we are breaking out. It's that simple. All you're doing is going to the board. Right, and D will back up a little, get some space. More often than not, we won't win it clean straight to the D. It may trickle in this circle. It's the forward's responsibility to get the puck and try to hit it back to our D. Sometimes it'll go on this side. Doesn't matter. Get the puck, try to hit it back. That's what we're doing, not every time, but for the most part, that will be our game plan. So if we win, we're breaking out. That simple. How about if we lose? We lose it, or it goes on their side somewhere. These wings are going straight to the D. Don't stand still. Go straight after the D, and this forward will cover the other D, or wing, I should say. Right? If that's a D to D pass, if they try to do that, we're going to take that option away. And if they dare to do that, you can pick off the puck and maybe be off for a breakaway. On any of these other 4 dots, it's the same thing, with the only minor difference in that when we win it back, we're going to try to move it to this wing. This is where all the empty space is. So we won't always do this, but we're going to try to for the most part, because it's easier. Right, we go D to D, maybe to the wing. Right, so once you see I go back, wing go to breakout position, and same thing, we lose. So we lose it to the D. You're going to just go right after their defenseman. Alright, let's move these players back and go over a lot of the common problems I see. Common problem number 1. When we win it to the wing just wildly hits the puck forward. This is not tennis. We are trying to keep possession. So throw it back to your D. Don't just randomly hit it forward. Common problem number 2. If the puck goes straight to a wing, a lot of times the wing will just get the puck and try to skate through everybody. This is called jamming the square peg in the circle hole. It's very foolish trying to go 1-on-4, 1-on-5. Yes, there are times you can chip the puck forward, like right off the face-off, maybe chip it ahead, and this player picks up the puck if you guys have that planned. And maybe you can try to be, instead of 1-on-4, it would be a 1-on-1, maybe a 1-on-2. Okay? Occasionally, yes, we can do that, but most of the times when it's 1-2, just hit it back. Don't try to go 1-on-4, 1-on-5. Common problem number 3. Wings are lined up too far from the circle or this line. Remember, most face-offs are just going to trickle somewhere inside the circle, and that it's the forward's responsibility, all 3 of these players, to try to get the puck and hit it back to your D. Common problem number 4. When we do win the puck back, wings will just gravitate to the puck. No good. Again, you see it go backward. I know it seems counterintuitive. You're going to go forward for a breakout. And common problem number 5. When the other team wins it, the wings just stand still and watch the D while not pressuring. As soon as they win it, I want you to be like a dog on a bone. You're going to go straight after that and scare the heck out of them. I want them to get scared and just throw that puck away back to us, or even maybe lose it or make a foolish pass. We are going to scare them So attack like a dog, like when you throw a bone and the dog chases it. That's what your mentality should be right when we lose it. Don't just stand still and watch the D and let them do whatever they want. Lastly, let's go over D-zone face-offs. And for whatever reason, my kids always have trouble with this. I get this lineup is not as intuitive. We are doing what's called the defense sandwich, and it's called that because we have the wing, D, wing, with the D in the middle. The reason why we're lining up like this is because once you start playing club, this is the standard lineup. Go watch an NHL game and you'll see that the defenseman is on this board like 90 to 95% of the times. There may be slight differences, like the D might line up here, he might line up back here, but the wings will almost always be in the middle, and you'll have at least 4 players on the line. The other reason why I like this lineup, because it's actually easier for the wings. If you play wing, whether we win or lose, you are going straight after the defenseman. So that's what makes it really easy. On top of that, you're going to cheat. So before the ref drops the puck, you're actually going to take a step or two and go straight after both defensemen. Now, if we end up winning the faceoff, so we're trying to throw it back in this corner, you are going to hook to the board and get in a breakout position. Right? And just like the neutral zone faceoff, like when it's on one of these dots, we're going to try to go to the empty side, right? If possible. We won't always do it. This is a possible option, but remember, everybody is here, so we do want to go to the weak side where all that empty space is. One more thing I want to point out is for this wing, don't just have your head down skating straight at this defenseman. Yes, you're going to cheat and move before they drop the puck, but if the puck ends up somewhere near you, or you think you can get it, go ahead and stop and pick it up, and then skate it out, or chip the puck out. So go ahead and collect the puck as you go to this defenseman. Alright, what about a face-off loss? Well, this one's really easy, because you're already going to your proper D-zone coverage. So in this case, you're going to the correct defenseman anyway. So if this D gets it, and he just throws it back, if he throws it back down here, and they pick it up, you're just going to stay close to these defensemen. So that's why this lineup makes it so easy. Okay, what if the face-off's on the other side? Well, pretty simple. The lefty is going to be on the left side, so he'll be on the board instead. Left wing on this side. Remember, the wings are still in the middle, and we're still doing our defense sandwich. Okay, and then on this side, notice the left wing's on the inside, and we'll go straight diagonal to this D. So same thing. I won't list all the common problems we see here because it's the same as the ones in the neutral zone. The main problem we'll see in the D zone on top of those are that we won't be lined up properly. So this D will usually just sit back here because they're so used to that. Of course, the wing will be on the board, which they are not supposed to be. That's really the only problem on top of the ones in neutral zone that I'll see in the D zone. Alright guys, this wraps up the video. I hope this helps you guys understand wing positioning. I'll see you on the ice.